Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to take a look on the two ultra wide angle lens. It's Sony 11mm f1.8. It's a lens designed for Sony APS-C, and the second one is Samyang AF 18mm f2.8. so it's a lens designed for full frame, and I'm of course going to compare them. Samyang will be mounted on a full frame on a Sony a7C, and Sony 11 will be mounted on a a6700, which I'm recording right now. So at the beginning, let's take a look of the build quality of both lenses. And from the very beginning, it seems like they are kind of similar. They are in a similar size. Yeah, as we can see, the size is just the same. From the front side, they also look like the same. The difference on its body, Sony has one autofocus hold button and AF manual focus switch, and on Samyang we don't have any buttons or switches. And Sony 11mm gives us full frame equivalent of 16mm, so it should be also wider than Samyang, and we are going to check this out. Also, 11mm is weather sealed, so we have a nice rubber gasket on the back of the lens. In Samyang we do not have. And Samyang is, even it's a full frame lens, it's lighter. It's 145 grams, and this one is 181, so it's heavier. So that's kind of interesting information. Than APS-C lens is heavier than full frame lens, and f1.8, if we count the equivalent of the depth of field, it should be around f2.8, because exactly it should be f2.7 in terms of depth of field, and we also will check this out. So let's start from the checking how wide these lenses are. Sony 11 and Samyang 18mm f2.8. Also, one more thing about lens hoods, because this Samyang lens hood seems to be very cheapy and low quality, while the Sony 11mm seems kind of solid and made with a hard plastic, and it looks pretty good, and it feels like has to crash in a few seconds. So I think it can be also kind of important for somebody. But we have to still remember that Samyang we can find on a used market in a 30–40% of the Sony 11mm, so it can be also some kind of deal breaker. Yes. And at the beginning, I'm on video mode on both lenses. There is no stabilization on any of the lens, and I'm trying to match both of these lenses in terms of the frame, and this is how it looks. And I think that the difference is not huge. At least it looks like Samyang, this 2mm isn't too much. But okay, let's go and check how it looks in a photography mode. So it can be a little bit different because APS-C a6700 is cropping a little bit. And we can see that in a photography mode right now the differences between the frames a little bit more able to spot, because it's not cropping the image the same way as in a video mode. so we can see that 11mm is visibly wider. It's nothing huge, but it's wider. And let's take a look on the Sunstar. This is how it looks on the 11mm f1.8. You may like it, of course. And the Samyang 11mm right now. Look, by the way, at how the shadows are brighter also because of the full frame. And I think that also somebody can like this kind of Sunstar. So I think it's just a way of the thing you like. And right now we are taking a look on both of lenses and the cameras without any stabilization, because also any of this lens is stabilized. So the stabilization is turned off, and this is how it looks like. And right now we have stabilization, standard stabilization turned on in both camera, and this is how it looks like. A6700 with standard stabilization, and also A7C with a standard stabilization, so it's a sensor stabilization. This is how it looks like. And in this moment we've got in Sony A6700 active steady shot, and in A7C it's gyro stabilization, because it stores gyro data, and it's crop about 5, 7, 10%. I don't know right now, but I will write you in a left top corner. So this is how it looks. Tell me what you think about this. And the next thing we are going to check is the minimum focus distance of both lenses. And right now we are on Sony 11mm, so on paper it has a better minimum focus distance, and I think it looks like that. And right now we are on minimum focus distance for Samyang, and we are not able to get so close as with a Sony, so we can see that Sony is definitely much better in this aspect. And the autofocus test right now, I think that both of them are kinda good. I had maybe 1 or 2 times while any of them made some little of struggle to find a point, but at least they are quite on place, accurate and good. So I have no option to complain on anything in terms of autofocus. And let's take another look on the flares and ghosting right now. And I see that both of them have a little bit of flares, and the Samyang is getting more flares when the sun is right in the corner. Right now you can see this a little bit, but it's very hard to spot. And I think that Sony has more flares while the sun is in the frame, in the center of the frame. And right now we've got bokeh comparison when the frame is the same, and at the same time we've got sharpness also in there at the similar level. And here we've got the same distance on the both lenses, but we have the 11 is of course wider, but so we have more bokeh in Samyang, and at the same time we've got, I think, that more sharpness in Samyang and more details. So I'm a little bit surprised, because it's a kinda a cheap version of the optic. And in both lenses we've got a little bit of chromatic aberration, as you can see right now, so you have to deal with that. And another look on the sharpness of both lenses, and we can also see the next time that Samyang is a little bit sharper and gets more of contrast and details. So, and let's take another look on the sharpness and details on the both of lenses, and in this time, once again, I see that Samyang has more sharpness and a little bit of more details in here, so it's kinda interesting. Maybe it's also because of the full frame sensor. Okay, and the last one, let's take a look on this, and I think that the story is the same, a little bit more sharpness and details and better shadows on Samyang 11mm on a full frame body. Okay guys, and that's everything for today's video. I hope that you will like, subscribe and comment below. Let me know in the comment section also what do you think about these lenses, which one you use, maybe which one you are going to use. Thank you for watching. See ya!